Well, what is up, everybody? To University here today, and we have to talk about this video. Apparently, these Sony guys just can't stop hating on Xbox and Xbox Game Pass. And this post is brought to you by the same guy who went to his Best Buy and saw the PS5 display and said, "Hey, I'm gonna take a picture and compare it to the Xbox display." So this is from the same guy. Apparently, he has a video from some page on YouTube where he talks about how Game Pass, the guy is analyzing how Game Pass is, I guess, just doing horrible. And it's just ridiculous because then the lady who's behind Game Pass, who's a big part of Game Pass, Sarah Bond, she had I guess a presentation. She's explaining like how Game Pass is helping gaming overall for Microsoft and how it's growing. But let's look at this nonsense right here. And he says, "Stop overhyping Game Pass," and he displays this video right here. So let's play the video. This nonsense.
But the core point that I've been driving at is presumably clear at this point. Subscription services need to hit a critical mass to be profitable, which brings us back to Game Pass. Axios reported that Microsoft had missed its subscriber targets for Game Pass by 11%. Subscriber growth over the last year was 37% rather than the 48% Microsoft had projected. Now, the optics of Microsoft not managing to hit targets for what has become their overwhelming focus in the video game space over the last few years aside, at first glance, this doesn't seem too bad. They still saw growth of 37% after all, and obviously you would expect growth margins to fall as the base they work from increases. But there are a few factors here that complicate the picture a fair bit. The most important thing to consider here is that this missed target was in a period where entertainment media consumption went up across the board. COVID-19 induced lockdowns and quarantines across the board had.
This video is kind of rough to get through. This is kind of a boring clip to get through. But what the gist of what he said from this little clip is that, hey, since it was a pandemic, people were inside, it was supposed to grow a lot more. But it didn't. But I mean, it did grow, but it didn't grow like to the 40% that we were expecting. And the thing is, he said it's only going to decrease from now on. But they didn't release any of their major games yet. They didn't release any of their major exclusives yet, which is like Halo Infinite, Forza Horizon 5. It's only going to increase. And then it's like, let's continue the clip. Let's continue. I don't know. I'm just impatient.
People turning to indoor media entertainment for escape. And video game hardware and software sales rose tremendously in this period. Subscription services like Netflix saw insane growth. Individual projects, whether sold a la carte or offered on services, such as Animal Crossing New Horizons, saw huge success. Then there is the fact that over the last year and a half, Microsoft has kicked up marketing efforts for Game Pass, made several high-profile deals for day-one launches on the service, such as Back 4 Blood or Outriders, procured an incredible amount of meaningful third-party content, such as all the Yakuza or Kingdom Hearts games, offered multiple $1 promotions, bundled it with Xbox All Access, launched xCloud to the public, and of course, gotten a fresh chance for a crack at the console market with a new generation console launch. So, amidst all of this, for Game Pass to miss its targets a little is troubling.
How troubling is it really? They must about 11%. Like, who cares at the end of the day? It's like, if you're a consumer, why do you care at the end of the day? If like you're paying $15 a month for the subscription service, why do you care about these companies' financials? Well, like, I don't really care. But this is the new narrative. I don't know. I don't know. He said stop overhyping Game Pass. Like, why do you care? Like, if you're a PlayStation guy, why do you care about Game Pass so much? That's the real question everybody wants to know. If you are a PlayStation consumer, you don't have an Xbox, you don't intend to ever own an Xbox, why do you care about Game Pass? Like, why do you care? You're not gonna have Game Pass on PlayStation, so why do you care? I don't know. Let's read the comments. I'm pretty sure this guy was roasted as usual. These some fanboys always they never stop. They are literally like the Energizer Bunny. They are literally like the Energizer Bunny of bad takes. But they just never stop. They never stop. They keep getting roasted by the entire comment section. So let's read these comments. Why the F do you care if an Xbox Game Pass subs hype up their subscription? Imagine being this dedicated to hating a service you know is better than anything you have across on a PlayStation just because you're too much of a corporate slave to demand better from Sony? Damn shame. I thought it was a cool service a couple years ago, but it doesn't even have the games on it like PS Now. No fanboy comment. The selection is really much better on PlayStation. Let's see. I know, right? I'm a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber, but the name and narrative seems to match. Xbox players don't play games. Game Pass seemingly regular achievements have 0.5 completion on games everyone can for like Forza Horizon 4. This guy is bothered by people enjoying Game Pass. He really is. I just don't get it. It's like you don't have you have no intention of buying an Xbox. Why do you care so much? I don't know how to put into words how good Game Pass Ultimate plus Microsoft Rewards. Yeah, especially with Microsoft Rewards, if you are buying games on a regular basis and you using Game Pass to get achievements, you pretty much get Game Pass Ultimate for free. So I don't see how that's a bad thing. It's like these people care so much about Xbox's financials. What? But that's the most craziest thing too. They care so much about Xbox financials. When Microsoft is one of the richest companies in the world, who cares? Why do you care about this company's financials so much? It just makes no sense to me. So what was he saying? Oh, I don't know how to put into words how good Game Pass Ultimate plus Microsoft Rewards plus the huge sales and discounts are. Never mind trying to overhype it. When PS Now has next gen games day one first party EA Play thrown in, maybe you got an argument. Yeah, I wish Sony would do something with PS Now so these Sony guys could talk about their Game Pass equivalent. It's like they just focus on Game Pass. They don't talk about they don't talk about their PS Now, their Game Pass equivalent whatsoever. They just only talk about Game Pass. It's not overhyped. It's your subjective opinion versus others. You with a natural bias towards Xbox dislike seeing others happy with a service you don't gel with. That's so fair, but if you can't be self-aware enough to just ignore a service or a platform you don't care about, that's on you. The last time I had Game Pass, close to a year now. Bitter. Xbox have gambled big on this. They got all their eggs in the Game Pass basket. Things Thing is what happens to the Xbox division if they don't manage to make this work and start turning a profit from Game Pass. Why do you care? It's just mind-boggling the consumer cares this much about how the company makes their money from this service. I just don't get it. They go back to the traditional method. What else? People forget their first-party stable is at its strongest it's ever been, and they hold some of the biggest IPs in gaming. Uh, Missing targets is troubling, but growth is growth. It took 6 years for Netflix to make a profit and only topped 1 billion in 2018. Microsoft's first-party games are now in the pipeline and they stay on the service for as long as it exists. Game Pass could fail, but right now it's hugely successful in its own right. At 4 years old, Netflix had 10 million subscribers. Who gives a crap? Like, I just don't know why they care so much about these numbers that Xbox is supposed to have. Who cares? Game Pass is taking and hurting the industry. Xbox should thank real gamers for actually buying and playing games and keeping the little fantasy afloat. What are these comments? But it's successful even when they didn't get the goal. They still made a F ton of money. These guys don't understand that literally any business in the world, ranging from big to small, would love to grow 37%. I know I would love to grow 37%. They clearly have never worked in a managerial position where they look at numbers. Businesses are lucky if they grow 5%. I had an Xbox a year ago. There was only 3 games I played. Okay. There was nothing interesting on Xbox at all, and it was the second time trying to give Xbox a chance. I sold that as again, it will become extinct. I think about canceling my subscription. For a couple months, I just haven't been using it much these past 2 months. This reads more like why stop talking about Game Pass, shaking my head. It's still impressive growth from a new service, but the real test is when the discounts stop. Amazing service. If you have an issue, here's a tissue. Lane Pass is for casual gamers. There's a lot of salt in these comments I'm reading into. I can just detect a lot of salt from these people in the comment section as well. That game is so bad. I would rather buy my games any day than rent them. They hyping up a glorified Blockbuster and Airbnb of gaming. Okay, so we trashing Blockbuster now when I was around? I mean, I'm sure Blockbuster was popping back in the day, but okay. It would be, and this is better than Blockbuster because you're going to leave your house. This is way better than Blockbuster. You can literally just stay in the house the entire time and download these games, but okay. It will be cool when Sony does it. They won't, I promise. And that's the thing. Sony does have a Game Pass type service. It's just not as great as Game Pass is. It's just not because you can't get games day and date. But PS Now is pretty much like Game Pass, which is doing not as great as Game Pass, but they have an equivalent service to it. They just don't talk about it. Game Pass is dope. Respectfully, I can't agree, but I get the downplay as of right now. LOL right now is old games, and when the heavy hitters from all of them studios they bought drop, it would change perspective. As of right now, it's curiosity, and Xbox is doing well with that. Okay. Stop overhyping PS now. They don't overhype it. They don't even talk about PS now. There's literally like no overhyping whatsoever. They don't even talk about the service. Why is it overhyped? The way I see it is worth 3 games a year. So as long as you play 3 things added to it every year, it just makes sense. So for me, Back for Blood, Forza Horizon 5, Flight Simulator, Halo Infinite make it more than worth it this year. What is this a picture of? Dad, there's something scary under my bed. It's a father pony and a son pony. Then when the dad looks under the bed, he sees Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. That's a pretty funny meme right here. Yeah, they definitely are like the Game Pass is like some type of boogeyman under the bed at this point. Like, jeez. Uh, let's see. Game Pass is effing incredible value. Anyone that says otherwise is a sad, lonely Sony fanboy crying they have to pay $70 for a new game. While I get on Game Pass for $10 a month and hundreds of other games. Great value for money, but it's a poor business plan that isn't sustainable going forth. Devs earn less than this, and it harms the potential of SAM follow-up games. Instead, we're reliant on only big hitters, could potentially create a monopoly. The whole monopoly. I just don't understand how you can go from Xbox has 0 games to now they can be a monopoly. It's like pick a narrative, people. Pick one. You can't say Xbox has no games. They said they have a monopoly. Pick one lane, people. Just jeez. Subscription services need to hit a critical mass before being profitable. Everyone, we just got a taste of the new exclusive free on Game Pass Xbox series called Critical Mass. Okay. Uh, how long is this video? Yeah, I'm gonna include it right here. This is going on way too long, but as this comment says, the crying continues. I'm gonna leave it off as that. The crying is gonna keep continuing about Game Pass, a service they say they don't care about Xbox. They don't like PlayStation, but they keep talking about Xbox consistently. I just don't get it at this point. it's like it's like why they keep talking about Xbox on a consistent basis. I can't imagine talking about something I hate on a daily basis. Think about something I hate 24/7. No, it just makes no sense to me. But yeah, definitely see your thoughts down below about this. Leave a like for this video. As always, thanks for watching, and peace.